Hello and welcome back to Building a Nation here on Football Manager 2023 with UMF Selfoss in the country of Iceland. And oh boy, it has taken a while to get this episode started recording. My PC is just all over the shop at the moment, but regardless, Happy New Year everybody, and I think this is coming out early January anyway, so Happy New Year everybody. Hopefully everything has been well for you and yourselves, and yeah, with another successful domestic season, 4 trophies in the bank, and let's talk about what we've done. Spoiler alert, I haven't played this for about a week, so this is actually going to be quite new to me as well. As ever, a big massive thank you to everyone for the support so far. It has been incredible all the way through the series, so thank you so much. And as a little treat for you, I spent a lot of money on Hörður Arnason and brought him back to the club. So you're welcome everybody, I had to do it. So we sold Hörður Arnason to Al Hilal for about 12 million and we've signed him back for 11.75. 37 appearances later, 15 goals, 25 assists. I would say that has been money very well spent. If we look at him, he is still just a god amongst men, and yeah, 23 caps for Iceland. Just a beautiful player, a beautiful man. We love him. We also brought in Thor Gudlaugsson from Naval Carnero. I don't know how he ended up in Spain, but he somehow ended up in Spain. But he came in for £245,000 and scored 7 goals and got 6 assists. So that's a pretty good return for another left wing option. I just think he's pretty good. 18 years old, 2 caps and a goal for Iceland already. Can't really be too mad about that. Kevin Sambolo joined from Servette, the Swiss midfielder, £7 million, but he's had a very good impact in his first season. This is a sort of signing that's just an upgrade on what we had. I feel like he's a very good footballer. He's 25, so he's, not what we would normally go for. He's wanted by Napoli actually, on loan for some reason. But Sambolo, good, solid midfield player, 4 caps for the Swiss national side as well. Christian Horver Sumerlidsen came in from IA and had a pretty good season as well. A 19-year-old centre-back, because we've had some defensive issues this year, but 20 bravery, good physicals, really solid mentals actually, and the technicals are okay. 19 years old, 1 cap for the national team. He's on a fringe player contract as well. He's not on a lot of money. This is just, for me, a very good signing. And lastly, on this page at least, we have Carlos Rosa from Defensor Sporting, £2.5 million for the left back. Now, left back's quite interesting. We'll talk about that on the squad page, but as you can see, Carlos Rosa, a beast of a player. 7 caps for Uruguay at the age of 19. Just phenomenal stats for his age. He's wanted by Milan, of course. All the Italian clubs want our players. Professional personality, just a beast of a left back. Now on the outs, we had some interesting ones. We look at Harold Dreistad go to Al Faya for £195,000. His time is up, I would say. His time was pretty much up. The physicals are still unbelievable. The rest, we could do better. So we've let him go. A great servant to the club. We will miss him, but he is gone now. Some other players that have left as well. We've got Christopher Steinset has gone to Sogndal. We've let Paulsen go to Leichner. We've let Jonsson go to Al Fateh because he wanted to leave. So his contract was running out, so we just got rid of him for some money, hence the £35,000. Einar Paulsen has gone to Al Khalij in Saudi Arabia for £275,000. We brought him in on a quick whim. I think we've made about equivalent what we sold him for. Chris Finlayson has gone to Al Hilal for £14.75 million, and I didn't want to lose Chris Finlayson, but he was another one of these players who the bids came in from the Middle East, and he suddenly wanted to leave the club, and it just made sense to cash in on him. A terrific footballer, but we have had to let Chris Finlayson go, I'm afraid. John Vigner Pettersson also left. He went to Ajman. He left on a free transfer. He just refused to sign a new deal. A real icon at the club, I would say, but he just didn't want to be here anymore, so he went to United Arab Emirates. Porholsen left to go to Valor. Claudio Curzi is a weird one. He left to go to Juventus. I talked about him in the last episode about how he's a good player, but I just didn't feel like he was going to be a guy for us. And then Juventus wanted him, so we sold him for £1.5 million to Juventus. We got him back on loan for the rest of the season. And yeah, I don't really know. I don't think he's going to do anything at Juventus. I feel like he's going to be back somewhere in about a year's time, but whatever. And on the loans out, there's nothing massive to talk about here. We'll talk about some of these guys on the squad screen, I would say. So if we look at the season results, as you can see, it was another unbeaten season. We were dynamite this year. A 1-1 draw with Halker, of all teams, was the one that caused us to not have a fully unbeaten all-win season, but we'll take it. 80% home attendance. Sindri Sigurjónsson with the goals again. Lots of big wins, a 7-0, a 6-0, an 8-1, a 7-0. We were pretty good this year, I would say. And of course, as usual, we won the League Cup. We won the Champions Cup and we won the Icelandic Cup. In the Champions League, week at the end of last season we played Young Boys, beat them 1-0, a 2-2 draw with Villarreal, a 4-1 loss to Arsenal, and then we beat Monaco 2-1 to actually get us through to the next round of the Champions League, in which point we actually beat Tottenham 1-0 at home, but we did lose 3-0 in London to knock us out of the Champions League. But there's no shame in that sort of performance against Tottenham. To qualify for this year's competition, we comfortably walked through qualifying before playing Liverpool and getting a 0-0 draw at Anfield before a 1-0 loss. It's a 1-0 win against these guys, Brest, a 2-0 win against Leipzig before a 2-0 loss to Inter, and it says we've lost against Lyon, but I don't actually think we've played that game yet, so I don't know if the game's already predicting us to lose. But yeah, Champions League, going quite well. Once again, we are still a 2.5 star reputation side, which is very disappointing. I don't understand what it's going to take to get us to get to that 3rd star. I mean, we're multiple seasons in here now, and yeah, it's just a bit annoying. But we've made loads of money again. We're very well off financially. The shirt sales are going great. Just that reputation is a real annoyance. Yeah, so we haven't played Lyon yet. We play Lyon tomorrow, but the game's already predicted us to lose that game. So that's interesting. There we go. And apologies if anything was cut off at the bottom of the screen there. I have just realised that for some reason my OBS had gone a bit hit on the fritz. Everything's going wrong with this computer at the moment. So apologies if the video's been a bit out of whack for the first 5 minutes or so. But yeah, season has been very good. If we look at the Champions League group stage from last season, you'll see how we finished, which was a healthy 17th overall, which did get us to play Tottenham in the next round before we did unfortunately lose. The finances, I mean, we've got lots of money. We've got too much money. All this wage budget, all this transfer budget. We're starting to spend now as well. I feel like it's the right thing to do. If we look at the club info, I'm still the only legend at the club, but Gunnar Olafsson and Sindri Sigurjónsson have now joined Icon List, so if we can try and get them into the Legends page, that would be beautiful. In terms of the youth intake this year, it wasn't the best. We had Peter Valdemirsson, come through. He might be okay. He's unambitious. I just don't see it. And Palmer Axelsson, who, I mean, he's got 18 flair and not much else. And quickly, if we look at the Icelandic Premier Division as well, we're up to 36th overall. A nice jump from 44. It's a good improvement. We're getting into the mid-30s. We're just behind the Russian Premier League, the Israeli Premier League, so we should hopefully start to get some more qualifying spots. Also, this guy, Paolo Gru, scored against us in the last game of the season to finish top goal scorer by 1 goal, and Sigurjónsson didn't score. Infuriating. He's also quite good. He was on loan from Pacos de Ferreira, but the fact that teams are starting to get that quality of player coming in, he's helped them to a Europa Conference League spot as well, so that's really good to see overall. If we actually have a look at the coefficient while we're on this page, we're up to 38th overall, Stjarnan up to 194th. So if we have a look at what they've done, they are in the Conference League group phase again, and they're currently 17th. So it's 3 games, 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss. Very good from Stjarnan. Finished 2nd in the table as well. They're definitely joining us as the number 2 team in the country right now. So the transfers. Now, as you can see already, we've got a real awful one here, which is Marcelo Astraia is going back to Uruguay. He's going to Nacional. 6 caps for the national team. A great player. Running out of contract because we were saying no to bids. So, you know, the same old story again. We're losing him on a 3, but we got 4 excellent seasons out of him. We'll miss Marcelo Astraia, but I feel like we can sign someone just as good. If we also have a look here, is there any other players? Yes, there is. So we've got for Olav Romfo Henriksson from Kristiansund for £1.5 million. I'm not sure where he will play yet. He's a good defensive midfielder, but he's also a decent centre back. We've had him out on loan at Sadness. He'll probably be featuring in the squad this year, I would imagine. Christian Ovra also joined a left back option because, well, again, we'll talk about left back in a moment. A solid left back backup, basically. Again, out on loan at Sadness. Yarai Rama came in from Atletico Bucaramanga, and he's went back out on loan. Yeah, I kind of regret this one for £1 million. Yeah, not my best work, I have to say. But it's been a good window, I feel like. Kim Yeon-suk went out on loan again. He's been actually to Stjarnan this year overall. And, you know, he's had one goal a game. But, you know, that's fine. Tactically, we're still running with the same system. There's no reason to change it at the moment. So we're not changing it. And if we look at the squad, in terms of goals, it's been another sensational season from Sindri Sigurjónsson. 37 starts, 7 sub appearances, 43 goals. Just I mean, the rest of his stats aren't amazing, but for a goal scorer, he does what you want him to do, which is score lots of goals. He's actually wanted by Al-Shabaab, so I'm looking forward to telling you that Sigurd Jonsson is probably gone soon because of this. Gunnar Olafsson is wanted as well by multiple teams now. We have managed to hold them off at the moment. He's still improving. He's still very good. He's got 21 caps for Iceland at the age of 18. He's still under contract for another 4 years, so we're hopefully going to hold on to him. He's had a great season, 27 goals, 14 assists. We spoke about Arnason already, just a beautiful man. Even Rasic as well, 12 goals, 11 assists for the German international with 7 caps for Germany. He's developing really well as well. 25 now, so he's probably not got much more to improve, but the main attributes are all very nice. This is a weird one. Gabriel Isaac Porkelson, we spoke about him in the last episode. He's had a half decent season again, really. You know, he's only started 5 games, but he's not done too bad. Abby Hawkshaw, you know, he's been alright. You know, not as good as last year, but 6 assists in 8 league games. That's not too bad, considering he kind of just plays randomly at this moment in time. Jasper Kaivola is on the way out. He wants to leave, so we'll probably sell him in this transfer window before we lose him for a free. Astray we've talked about. Miroslav Verba is probably going to be the next player who wants to go for free because he's again wanted by teams in the Middle East, and we cannot compete financially with them, even though we can. We have lots of money, but they don't seem to understand that. A real surprise this season is the currently unhappy, wanted by Bayern, Juventus and Napoli, Hrannar Robertson, who's played at right back this year. He's turned into a really good player. He's finally been capped for Iceland as well. I want to keep hold of him as best as we can. We might actually try and discuss a new contract with him before he gets unhappy. But in terms of the left back position we spoke about, Anas El-Ouali, I think we're going to let him go. He's wanted by Udinese. He's worth £5 million, what we've listed him as. I think we can let him go. Now, he's a very, very good player, but we've of course got Carlos Rosa, who is also wanted by Milan. If half our team is wanted by players because our reputation is so bad, but we could let him go. We've got Ovra coming in as the backup. I think El-Ouali might be on the way out, to be honest. In terms of improvement of the squad, I don't really know where to improve yet. Goalkeeper, as you can see, Yamikorn is just a beast of a man. He's wanted by, is it someone in Italy again? Arsenal and Dortmund, even better. But he's just ridiculous, Yamikorn. We should hopefully be able to sell him for a lot of money if we have to in the end. But yeah, I don't know where to improve the team at the moment. I definitely need to sign a centre back, maybe 2 centre backs, possibly another midfield option, and I don't know if it's worth looking at strikers, just because Olafsson's very good, Sigurd Jonsson's very good, and Hawkshaw's okay, but Sigurd Jonsson might get fussy and want to leave. He's also 26. He's not really going to improve much more either. But that's kind of the main stuff for this episode. Apologies if I've missed anything here today. I've taken a long time to get this set up to record. Apologies if it's felt a bit rushed, but again, thank you so much for all the support on all the videos so far. It's been amazing. Hopefully you had a good Christmas. Hopefully you enjoyed your new year. Hopefully 2023 is a good year for everybody, and I will see you all next Friday for the next episode of Building a Nation in Iceland with UMF Selfoss. What I will say quickly before I let you go is I am debating moving this series up to twice a week. If I might put a community post up, it might have already gone up well before this, but if that's something you're interested in, let me know, because I've probably got enough time to do 2 a week. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next Friday. Thanks very much for watching. See you then. Goodbye.